Okay, so I'm just going to read the case study first, just to kind of refresh it. So you are a medical assistant working in a family practice office located in Kennewick, Washington. You have received a phone call from Michelle, a patient who had recently been seen in your clinic. Michelle had come to the clinic to have a mole looked at. After evaluation, the physician performed a skin biopsy. Michelle requested an itemized bill and would like to discuss the bill with you. She is concerned that she may be overcharged for the services provided. She tells you she believes she would be charged the same amount of money regardless of the services provided. Michelle was shocked to receive a $650 bill. So, I could tell how I could understand how a patient could be a little shocked about this bill and receiving that much that she would need to pay for. I would have her come in and have her talk kind of face to face about it if it was possible, and if needed. I would first go through her bill. I would make sure that everything on her bill is correct, by meaning that there was no surgical things on there that weren't supposed to, or procedures done that were not done on the patient. I'd make sure that was all correct. I would make sure the skin biopsy was on there and make sure it was put on correctly and it was the right code for it. And I would just kind of go through the bill, making sure that she wasn't charged for anything that wasn't done for her. After I kind of check through the bill and make sure that everything that was done to the patient is on there and there was no random charges on there, I would then go through the bill and check the coding. I would go and make sure that everything is coded correctly and making sure it's all done correctly, because if it's not coded the correct way, then you can have an extra charge, just depending on insurance, that a certain skin biopsy could be charged a little more. Kind of go through that, making sure it was the right one, making sure that it was the right time period, the time she was with us, or everything, and if there was any other care given to her, or if any or multiple physicians had to talk about it, that it was all stated in the bill. After that, I would make sure, after making sure everything's fine and make sure it was good with me and checking with the physician, making sure he sees that well, that it was good, then I would go ahead and talk to the patient. I would explain to her that we have reviewed her bill, that we have checked everything and that it is correct, and that everything was done correctly and was billed correctly, and that I would just kind of explain that certain things can be a little bit more expensive than she thought it would be. And I would just kind of talk to her and kind of look at her insurance and see what her insurance covered and what it didn't cover. And just from the looks of it, her bill was $650, so it kind of looks like that her insurance didn't cover as much as she thought it would with it. And I would just kind of explain to her how that must have been the outcome, that insurance just didn't cover as much, or there were certain criteria for what her insurance covers. After that, I would just kind of explain that to her, explain that these are the costs, and just kind of comfort her, trying to find some solutions of what she can do to pay for it. I would be sure to remain professional, not get emotionally attached or any kind of things like that, but I would just make sure that what we did on our part in the clinic I was working for, that we did our part and we did everything correctly, so there was no misjudgment or anything. But yeah, as a medical assistant, that's the kind of steps I would go through to help this patient out, confirming her bill.